So now we're ready for second half action. Real quick, a score update from the other semifinal game. Pillow leads MRA 20-14 at the half in Greenwood. We'll keep you updated on that score as our evening progresses. Carpenter will have it teed up at the 40-yard line. Jackson Academy has Houston Keys and Payne Kellum deep to receive, and we're ready for second half action. This kickoff brought to you by Dr. Eugene Brown and his fine dental staff as Carpenter pummels this one down to about the 5-yard line by Kellum, taken there. Kellum stumbles and is roped down at about the 15-yard line. Not a very long return for the Raiders as the Raiders to try to tie this game up. They've had a couple of different opportunities squandered by way of turnovers, and now Houston Keys on the end around. Keys hit, spun down after a maybe-yard gain. And Jackson
25 yards per, how many are their drives?
11:15 to go. Franklin Keys trying to set up a screen. Fires it high, intended for Houston Keys. Coming over to defend nicely was Pack Toller of Jackson Prep. Raiders now face 3rd and 9 at their own 16-yard line. I formation behind Franklin Keys. Tried the hard snap count. They didn't fall for it. Ball fumbled by Houston Keys. It's still loose, and the Patriots are going to come up with it inside the 10-yard line. Houston Keys fell on it, and then it bobbled right through his hands, and coming out of the pack again is Luke Maddox. Maddox had to pick earlier, and now he's got a fumble recovery in the Raider defense.
For his glory. A year subscription is just $20. Magazines are also available at concession stands or ticket offices at many high schools, plus many businesses around the metro area.
As Toller settles under center with an option down the line, and he takes it right back up the middle, stumbles into the end zone, dives forward. They may say his shoulder hit down on the 1. They have not signaled touchdown, and they do say he's just a half-yard shy of the end zone. So Toller, a 5-yard carry. He'll push as hard as you can as a line, as Toller actually turned and gave to Barlow, who dives into the end zone. Raiders guessing a quick sneak, and they don't get it, as Barlow may have gotten a flag for celebration, perhaps, as a flag flies. We'll wait and see what the result is. I believe it was post-play, I think, on Barlow, and we'll wait and see. The officials talking heavily about it, very vehemently, just big-time discussion there by Barlow, and maybe it's on Jackson Academy where the Patriots reacted. Was it offsides, or wouldn't matter? The play would still stand, but they're talking with JA, so they might actually be on the Patriots as they're walking back. So now here we go. Or will it be on the extra point, or will it be, where was it? Personal foul. It was after the play, I assume. And it'll be enforced on the kickoff. So a 1-yard run, making it 13-0. Now it'll be Carpenter to attempt the extra point. Snap, place is good. Kick is up and true as well. Back in 60 seconds, the Patriots with 10:14 to go in the third quarter.
Your construction needs, and go JA Raiders.
Looking back in, the Raider football here on Super Sport Line 30. Deep drive, but with the 15-yard penalty marked off, taken at the 16-yard line by Houston Keys. Keys looking for a seam, and boy, he is destroyed. 1 versus 1 there, and Emmett Manning won that battle against Houston Keys. My goodness, what a collision. Too quickly here, at least mount some type of drive if they can. 10 minutes and 7 seconds showing on the clock as Franklin Keys turns, and just nowhere to run for the Raiders right now as Payne Kellum is swarmed under by a host of Patriots, and 12 at their own 30 with 9:29 showing. They just spent a timeout there. Franklin Keys rolls out to his left, tries to dump off to his last option, and will trap and coach. 9:23 to go. Now it's Franklin again. Flushed out of the pocket, fires it deep over the far sideline, tipped, intended for Andrew Ritter, who would have had to come back to the football and defended well. In this game, Coach Hawkins talked about it. He had to play a perfect game for the most part, and the 2 mistakes they've made have really cost them 14 points here tonight. Ritter bobbles the snap, is able to get it off, and now he's roughed, and that's going to be a great break for the Raiders, as I think they're going to get the ball back and a first down out of it, as Ritter got absolutely pummeled after he was able to somehow get the kickoff, as the ball just bumbled around his feet there for a moment, and a 23-yard punt, but I have a feeling will be negated and the Raiders will get the football. I don't think that's running into. That's got to be roughing, I would imagine. We'll see. As the official looks like he's bringing the Raider offense back out there and talk about it, as Jay will take the penalty. Either way, even if it was running into, they would take the penalty and re-kick because of the result of that kick. It was not a very good one. Personal foul, that's it right there. A roughing the kicker penalty. And that's an automatic first down. 9 minutes to go, and Jay, a new set of downs at the Raider 45. Franklin Keys turns, rolls the pocket out to his right, looks downfield, fires short to Edgecombe, and boy, Luke Maddox nearly picked off another one. If he had his head turned on a swivel, he would have seen that one coming, as it was Academy. 2nd and 10. Trailing 14-0 to the number 1 ranked team in the NPSA. Houston Keys tries to dive forward over Emmett Manning, gets a couple, and it brings up 3rd and 8. When you're down by 2 touchdowns to this vaunted Jackson Prep team. Franklin Keys in the shotgun. Again, rolling the pocket to his right. Edgecombe couldn't hold his block, and Keys is going to get sacked back inside the 40-yard line. And 7.5 to go. Perfect pass this time back to Ritter. An end-over-end punt taken at the 28-yard line. And special teams breakdown by the Raiders. Luke Maddox is off and running, trying to go the 2nd week in a row with a punt return for the Patriots, but he can't get it as Ritter finally hauls him down. A flag on the play back at the 35 and 40 will probably negate that good return. A punt of 36 yards by Ritter. And Maddox might get return yardage to the 40, but we'll wait and see exactly where they mark it off from. Will it be the 35 or will it be from the 40? 2 flags are out there. I think they're going to mark it off from about the 35. Block in the back perhaps again, which is why they were able to spring him so well. And it is a block in the back once again. 2nd one tonight. 11-yard return is all that Maddox will get out of it. Excuse me, a 10-yard penalty, not a 15-yard. Now the option toss down the line, and Barlow fumbles the football. Can the Raiders get on top of it? Yes. Shoemaker there for the recovery, and the Raiders once again come up with a recovery on a fumbled pitch by Toller to Barlow. And Shoemaker and the Raiders take over the 28. Franklin Keys back to pass. Scrambles, ducks underneath some pressure, and is dropped for a loss of 1 on the play, maybe 2. Patriot 29 or 30-yard line rather. Kellum in motion. Franklin Keys turn and give to Houston Keys. Houston inside the 20-yard line once again. The Raiders in the red zone. Raiders definitely not out of this ball game, especially after the break they just had a moment ago leading at the half. 20-14, as it is about a full football length shy of a first down. 14-0, trying to get a touchdown here. That's what they need. I formation behind Franklin Keys. Keys turns hand to Will Trapp. He's got the easy carry up for the first down. And if he'd had maybe 1 block out there, he might could have had maybe a little bit more, but there were 3 Patriots out there guarding that out route or that out path. Jackson Academy nothing. Raiders in the red zone. Franklin Keys sends Houston in motion. Turning the give to Payne Kellum, looking for the outside path. He's got it to the 5, dives for the pylon. He's going to be shy, maybe by a yard of the first down, and the end zone by about 3 or 4 yards. Adam Keys to the near sideline on our side, to the home side of the field. Will Trapp in the backfield, sends Kellum in motion, does Keys. Turn and give to Houston. Keys follows his blockers, dives for the end zone, waiting for his signal. No signal yet. Good news is it's a first down and goal for the Raiders. They'll have 4 downs at the 1-foot line in the 3rd quarter. Jackson Academy trying to get on the board and cut this lead in half of Jackson Prep. Franklin Keys moves under center, turns, gives to Will Trapp, pushing his way forward towards the end zone. Does he have the goal line? Touchdown, Jackson Academy! The Raiders get on the scoreboard with a touchdown at the 4:45 mark of the 3rd quarter, and Jackson Academy has cut the Patriot lead in half. And the Raiders try to cut it to 14-7 with the Ritter extra point. Snap by Denny, hold by Keys, true by Ritter, and it's 14-7. Jackson Academy down by just 1 score with 4:45 to go in the 3rd. Boot one into the end zone once again. He's done it every time but one this year. The first kickoff here tonight actually did not make it into the end zone. The Raiders were able to have that not be a problem as Ritter puts this one down towards the goal line, and it will be angled out of bounds out the end zone. First and 10, Patriots. Toller looking to keep it, going around the right side, has a convoy out there, a couple of different blockers. Quinn Bowles trying to fight off one of those. Harner finally able to wrestle him down, and Harner was continuing the tackle. He finished the tackle out of bounds, and they're going to charge him with a personal foul. You know, that's tough when you're in the midst of a play like that. Harner was bringing him down at the end line or at the sideline, and the tackle finished out of bounds, and they're going to, looks like, flag Harner for a 15-yard penalty here. That's unfortunate for the Raiders. That was a close call as the tackle finished right there out of bounds, and boy, it could have gone either way, and it's going to go against the Raiders, of course. When it rains. And now it's Toller again, calling his own number, and here comes Aubrey Mays, knocking him for a loss back to the 50-yard line. Nicely done, minutes and counting in the third quarter. Toller in the shotgun. Seen him most of the time tonight at quarterback. Haven't seen a 3-quarterback option, as that one is deep down the field, and a great job defensively by Quinn Bowles defending on Maloof. Boy, Maloof hauls that in. That's in midfield, 3rd and 12, Jackson Prep. And Toller in the shotgun. Twins to the far side of the field. Toller moves the pocket slightly, fires it back across to Caleb Barlow. A nicely designed play, and Barlow sidesteps a tackle and is able to wrestle a first down out of it as Shoemaker is able to knock Barlow to the ground at the 30, but not before he picks up a much-needed first down. And Barlow continuing to show his skills to the JA touchdown just moments ago. Toller in the shotgun, comes back inside, fakes the handoff, now looks to roll it down the right side. Trapp is there, Pickering is there, and here comes Bowles to help knock him out of bounds. And Bowles, you know, that one was about as far back into the end zone again to make it a 2-score game. Now it's Barlow, just a delay right through the left side of the line is Shoemaker with a 27. Under center now is Toller. He tosses it out to once again Andrew Glaze, and Glaze, boy, he was really paying the price there as Aubrey Mays, Peyton Thigpen, Parker. Now Toller in the shotgun. Takes it straight to the right side. Pressured by Trapp. Cuts it back against the grain. And Harner is there to wrestle him down just inside the 17 or 16-yard line. I think he may have lost a yard on the play by Harner. Conference game starting out right out of the gates, and two good teams, both girls and boys. Timeout, Jackson Prep. They want to talk about it, so we'll take it with them. Back in 60 seconds with more Raider football presented by Stanford Financial. And now under center is Pack Toller. Toss pitch to Barley, looks to pass here. Fires it back across the middle. It's caught for the touchdown. Into the hands of Maloof. That's from one quarterback to another and to another. That's how that one worked. A toss to Barlow. So now they'll look to add the extra point as the Patriots drawing things up very nicely here tonight. Trying to make that 2-touchdown lead stand up. Extra point is good. 21-7, back in 60 seconds with more Raider football presented by Stanford Financial.
Serving soup at the rescue mission?
Oh, too greasy. Don't you have something that would impress my fellow Christians, wouldn't let my friends know I go to church, and it would be nice if I could do it in front of the TV? Got anything like that?
Not if you want to serve God.
This message was sponsored by Dr. Eugene Brown.
A third straight title. The Raiders, of course, had 3 straight. It ended with 3 straight now, looking for the Patriots as they try to go back-to-back 3 straight, those two teams. Raiders had hook and ladder drawn up there between Ritter and Keys, and pass came up a little bit shy of Raiders, if they could get a quick score, maybe get a defensive stop, feel like they still have a shot in this game, even though they trail by 2 touchdowns right now. Franklin Keys and the Raiders facing 2nd and 10. Houston Keys in motion. Gets the ball handed to him by Franklin, and now Adam Keys steps out of his way just to avoid a hold, and I believe Houston is able to pick up enough for a Puckett Machinery first down.
On and get it to the outside.
I thought he went out of bounds. I guess he got brought down inside. Twins to the far side of the field for the Raiders. A 3-receiver set. Double slots, no protection for Keys. Franklin flushed out of the pocket, rolls it quickly, fires it down the field to Ritter, but short hops him at the 42-yard line. Jackson Academy, 2nd and 10 to the 33. Inside handoff to Will Trapp, gets all the way to the 40, a gain of about 7. And the Raiders on that misdirection are so hard to pick up. The Raiders aren't going to get this one off. At the end of 3 quarters of play, Jackson Academy trails the Jackson Prep Patriots 21-7, with the winner earning a berth in the championship game next week at Mississippi College.
All your wealth management needs. Come join the hundreds of other Mississippi families and businesses that we serve and experience what our team's hard work, clear vision, and value for the client can do for you.
Securities products and services in the U.S. are offered through Stanford Group Company, member FINRA SIPC, a member of the Stanford Financial Group.
Michael Martin. The Raiders pick up their 11th first down, only 8 for Prep. But the Patriots have been given some pretty good field position to work with. Nice blocking here as Houston Keys gets down the right side. Carpenter knocks him out, and he knocks him down on the track. There's the flag. That was definitely a little bit farther out than need be. But again, let me explain the things too. When you're a football player and you're in the heat of battle, the sidelines are minute at just about every high school field you go to. William Carpenter coming over did the same thing that Ryan Harner did, started that tackle just a fraction too close to the sideline, and by the time he finished the tackle, he was clearly far out of bounds and onto the track. I mean, it's just, there's not a lot of wiggle room when you get on the ends of these fields or on the sidelines, and I mean, it's hard to tell a kid to slow up and not tackle, and now they pay the price for 15 yards. As it 1st and goal at the 10. The Raiders cannot pick up a first down. They can only get a touchdown or a field goal out of this one. 11:41 to go in the 4th and final quarter. Franklin Keys looking right over the middle, now directing traffic, rolling to his left, fires it, no, pumps it, and continues to run and is dragged out of bounds at the 15-yard line, a loss of 5 on the play. Adam Keys to the far side of the field, I formation, no correction, now just Michael Martin alone in the backfield. Double tight end set. Franklin Keys turns, gives it to Edgecombe again, coming around the edge, and he fumbles the football, and the Patriots have come up with it again. That's the 2nd turnover in the red zone. Look who comes up with it, Maddox, his 3rd recovery. He's had a pick and 2 fumble recoveries tonight. And now it is Toller calling his own number right up the middle, nowhere to go. And Jackson Academy will stop him there.
Much.
And now back to pass is Toller. Toller fires a jump ball down the far sideline, and it is tipped, and almost could have called offensive pass interference there, as the 3rd down coming up here in about 9 to go. And now Toller, also directing traffic, trips to the near side. Toller surveys his options, gets away from a sack potentially, and fires a floater down the far sideline, caught by Nash Randolph, and he will take it for first down yardage down to about the 40-yard line. Clock winding at about 10 minutes almost remaining in this ball game. Jackson Prep 21, Jackson Academy 7. Barlow on the end around. Barlow trying to cut back up the field, is grabbed by Shoemaker and then knocked down by Thigpen. Pillow is inside the MRA 30-yard line as they start the 4th quarter there. 9.5 to go here. And Toller, a little bobble, a botched play there. Parker Snow didn't get the sack, but you can get Pickering and Trapp with one. And now a flag comes flying in after the play was over. Boy, if that's against the Raiders, that's going to be really bad, because then you would have, you give them an easy first down there, but the way that the Raiders signaled it, I don't know, the body language of Marley said it was on them, but now they're calling the Raiders over, so it should be on the Patriots, you would think. This has been a somewhat of a sloppy game to some extent. It's been a good game, but it's still been somewhat sloppy.
It's been sloppy from the Patriots side with too many penalties, and then from JA with the turnovers.
Now here's the official call, a dead ball foul, personal foul against the Patriots. We'll add 15 to state championship against the winner of the MRA Pillow game. And now it's Toller rolling the pocket to his right. Pickering coming down the line, and Toller able to get rid of it and basically throw it away at that point, as it's 4th down. All alone standing at his own 30-yard line, and the Raiders are probably going to bring the house again, you'd think. Here they come again, almost getting to it. Boy, booming punt by Carpenter. This one will actually go inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. Houston Keys picks it up and will try to make something out of nothing. And instead of, the only good news is instead of being at the 5, they're at the 15. A 67-yard punt and a return of about 10 of the play by Houston Keys. As, well, he didn't even make the 15. Actually got it about 8:50 to go now. Time the enemy of the Raiders. And they put a drive together. Michael Martin up the middle. Takes it for about 5 yards. 8:20 to go as the clock continues to wind on the Raiders and the Patriots. A flag flies. Someone moved early. I don't know if the Patriots got into that neutral zone early or not and got across there. If so, it'd be 5 yards, and I believe it would be enough for a first down. We'll see who it's on. I believe they pointed towards Jackson Prep, which would be 5 yards. And again, it's going to be encroachment on the Patriots, and that would be inside the red zone. Franklin Keys, inside counter, goes to Payne Kellum, and the Raiders getting a couple of yards here and there, and the Raiders have only managed to move it about 15, 20 yards. Franklin Keys sends another man in motion. Another handoff to Michael Martin. The Patriots are going to let them run the football all night long. Martin nearly had that one bobble out of his hands. He's able to squeeze it back in as a couple of different Patriots. 9. Prep only has 205 yards of offense. Jade 198. I mean, it's very close in numbers, but it's been the turnovers tonight, which we knew coming in. That would be a big storyline. Franklin Keys flushed again out of the pocket, rolling to his right, and this time is able to get rid of it and throw it away, which stops the clock and also prevents. Franklin Keys turns. Little play action. Going deep down the field. The receiver fell down in Ritter. And 6:48 to go in the fourth and final quarter. Jackson Academy now facing 3rd and 10. Inside draw goes to Houston Keys. He tries to dive forward, and now the Raiders are in 4-down territory. And they're going to have to go for it here on 4th down after the gain of about. It's a near side receiver. Franklin Keys under center. Keys looking straight to Andrew Ritter, who ran a 5-yard route, got the first down, trying to hang on to the football, does so inside the 46 or 7-yard line as the game, and then you'd have to imagine an onside kick would be coming if they're able to punch it back in the end zone again. Keys, twin receivers to the near side, play action again, and he's sacked at the 39-yard line. The Raiders just aren't able to hold up that front yard line for the Raiders. Franklin Keys settles under center again. And nowhere to go for Houston Keys. The Patriot defensive front again is just pretty much plowing over the offensive line of the Raiders and having their way with them. In the fourth quarter, Franklin Keys has now moved back in the shotgun. The defensive pressure again comes in. Franklin Keys steps out of it, running for it, and slides forward at about the 47, which is pretty much the original line to pretty much spell the end of this one. With less than 4 minutes to go, 3:59 exactly remaining. Franklin Keys settles under center, seeing a 4-man front now, 5 as they bring in another to rush. Franklin Keys pressured, steps up out of the pressure, and he's going to be hit and dropped at about the original line of scrimmage, and that will turn the ball over on downs back to the Patriots. They did get a yard gain out of it, but they needed 9 more. So 1st and 10 now for Jackson Prep, as Toller settles under center with the I formation behind him. Toller turns and gives to Barlow. Barlow, Pickering can't wrap up. Boy, Barlow, he's so shifty and able to just sidestep tacklers, or I guess would-be tacklers is a better description. He just couldn't take advantage of them. The Raiders turned the ball over twice inside the 5-yard line. Now Jackson Prep milking the clock for all it's worth. Under 3 minutes to go. Toller rolls the pocket to his left. It's a straight run for Toller. Mays will knock him down, but not before Toller slides for what's very close to a first down, maybe a half-yard shot. Grits will keep their MPSA winning streak alive and their chance at a three-peat alive. And you'd have to call them the easy favorite against the next 2 would-be opponents. A lot of folks thought whoever won this game would probably win the championship anyway. As Toller surges forward for an easy first down carry, and with now under 2 minutes to go, this one is just about over except the kneel downs.
Take better care of the ball.
Now Toller will settle under center once again. 1:44 to go. Turning the give to Barlow. Barlow somehow squeezes 4 or 5 yards out of that one again. And got it down to about the 30 between those two. but just probably not going to happen because obviously they play in separate divisions. Pack-Toller continuing to run the football as Edgecombe brings it down. And it will probably be the victory formation as Toller lines him up and waits for that clock to get under 25 seconds. And Toller will take a knee and put it into this one. So Jackson Academy falls to the Jackson Prep Patriots by the final, 21-7. Here on the campus of Jackson Prep at Patriot Field. The Patriots keep that MPSA winning streak going at 33 now. And